Welcome to the WD168. God gives us 168 hours to live, love, and enjoy every single week. This is our take on this 168 from the WD. Well, it in fact has been a very difficult, life-changing week as thousands throughout the country went to the streets to protest the death of George Floyd, who died gasping, "I can't breathe." Over the same weekend, SpaceX rocket and spaceship took off and docked with the International Space Station. I mean, it's puzzling that we can achieve such technologically marvelous feats and meet with people in a station 200 plus miles above the surface of the Earth. And we sometimes find it difficult to communicate with fellow Americans right here on our soil. Tragically, peaceful demonstrations have turned violent, and looters and thieves have taken advantage of the times. The National Guard troops have been called up to keep the peace. In Denver, a precious symbol of the ancient Armenian church, this Chachkar, was vandalized. Now, it's very puzzling when you consider that this particular Chachkar is dedicated to all those who suffer injustice. And perhaps this has to serve as a reminder to all of us that the righteous pleas of the protesters should not be overshadowed by the negative and violent actions of some. You know, it's like us. We go out there and we demonstrate against the genocide. You know, like there's 160,000 of us out on the streets peacefully walking, and then 10 or 12 clowns stand on the other side of the street in what's called a counter-demonstration. They make a little bit of noise, and what happens? The press runs over, sticks a microphone in their mouth, they point their cameras over to them, and we say, "Hey, remember us? 100,000 of us? I mean, we're walking and we're peaceful and we have a message." So let's keep the focus on all of this. To that end, His Eminence Archbishop Hovnan Derderian, as the spiritual head of the Armenian Church here in the Western United States, joined with religious leaders from all faiths to express solidarity and concern. The Archbishop has been sharing his words with the community through his daily messages. He says the peaceful fight against injustice must be done with respect for those who are suffering. Racism, hate, and violence have no place in our heart and do not belong in our communities. These messages have been providing comfort and direction at a time of uncertainty and can be read on the diocesan website and social media pages. In churches throughout the diocese, prayers for peace and understanding were offered this past Sunday on the Feast of Pentecost. As its name in Armenian implies, Hoke Kalust, a day of the coming of the Spirit, a Spirit which brings peace and understanding. And that's what we pray for. Fortunately, many of our churches are streaming their services, and there is just a wealth of inspiration during these times that you can access on all of the socials. A spiritually uplifting day was held in San Diego this past Sunday as cornerstones to the new sanctuary were consecrated by Sir Fazan. In the witness of the attendees, the godparents, and the faithful, many of whom were connected virtually, the Bridge to the Future, as this project is named, took another step forward. Prayer, it's a vital part of any healthy regime. It's also the cornerstone in life in the Armenian Church. We are pleased to announce and to give you 7 invitations to prayer. Beginning next week and continuing every night of the week, the Western Diocese and its churches will be broadcasting daily prayer services for our faithful. Each prayer service has been uniquely written and has a unique focus. Timely services for the unemployed, for the sick, for the grieving, for healthcare professionals, for the singles, as well as for the prisoners, for the elderly. These have been written for every day of the week. And we invite you to join us beginning next Monday, June 8th, and continuing every night of the week on our Facebook page. Now, last week we shared with you pictures of our graduates from throughout the diocese. I have 2 more for you today from the St. Georg Church in Portland, Oregon. Yep, we wanted to end the show with some beauty to contrast against everything you've been seeing these days. Congratulations to the 2020 graduates. You may be missing out on the ceremonies, but know that you're in our thoughts and prayers for a successful future as you pass through this milestone. Well, that does it for this 168 from the WD. We wish and pray that you stay well and safe. Check in with your local parish priest and connect with us and our services via the socials. I look forward to being with you again next week when we take a look at that 168 from the WD.